Hey guys, what is up? It is Kat here. And it is the freaking Ahsoka finale already. How is it already finale here for season 1? I guess this is what happens when you have 2 episodes that come out in the same week. And I love it in the moment when it's the double premiere, but then all of a sudden it's episode 8 and it's already the final week, the final episode. And I'm like, how did we get here? And it's because they released 2 episodes in the same week. But yes, in case you did not tune into my reaction to part 7, which left off on a very suspiciously hopeful and joyous note there with the reunion between Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra, the trio together. I feel like they're rubbing this in a little too much. I feel like they're a little bit, maybe perhaps slightly, possibly overemphasizing the happiness and capitalizing on the hope in this moment. And as Ezra says, perhaps the famous last words, I guess I really am going home. I don't know. Listen, Dave Filoni has a track record of causing me pain. Lots of pain. He's no stranger to, breaking all of our hearts. This isn't just me, this is all of us. This is a fandom-wide threat. We've all definitely been impacted by his writing, and he's not afraid to tug your heartstrings where it counts and really hit you with some tragedy. So I don't know if he's gonna hold back here. All I'm saying is I'm going into this assuming that no one is safe. I don't know what the frick is gonna happen. The stakes are so freaking high. Again, I have to commend them. I was just so blown away by the end of, again, part 7, like how fleshed out the stakes are, I feel like, in just this first season. Obviously, they're dealing with major legacy characters, the huge threat of Thrawn's return, what that can mean, galaxy-wide impact, but also just the stakes of, like, whatever goes down, I feel like somebody's getting left here on this planet, Peridia, and they're never coming back. Or somebody's just completely dying, or both. Like, anything could happen, anything and everything. The stakes are so high, and the characters here are so important, so all I'm saying is, I'm approaching with caution. That's all I'm gonna freaking say, because I can't freaking wait any longer. I can't freaking, I'm like shaking. I can't freaking wait any longer. So, the Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord, the heroes race to prevent Grand Admiral Thrawn's escape. Frick. I don't know. How are they gonna be able to do this? I don't know. Don't you dare crash out on me right now. Disney Plus. For my own sanity, does this happen to anybody else? Every time I go into the app, it does this. It crashes right at the least opportune time. Phew, okay, we're finally back. We're going. Let's get it. They're not messing around. They're not messing around. His ship just looks so freaking good. Every shot of it has just been so good.
Bring the Eye of Sion out of high orbit so that we may begin the interlocking procedure.
There is little the Jedi can do to stop us now.
Even I fell victim to the heroics of a single Jedi. Never again.
We are grateful to you, Grand Admiral Morgan Elsbeth. She who heard our dream. Come forward. The gift of shadows. Do you pledge yourself to the sisterhood, to the old ways?
This is so cool.
My loyalty. My life.
This is some of the coolest shits I've ever seen in Star Wars. Oh my sweet lord.
The blade of Telsin.
Freak.
Sister.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Frick. Okay, Morgan, good for you. Yes. Who knew a cameo character in Mando Season 2 would have this great of an arc? I mean... Let's get it. Let's freaking get it. Oh my... I don't even know if I'm physically ready for anything that's about to transpire. That was already the coolest shiz like I think I've ever seen. That was really freaking cool.
That's not gonna work. Look.
Not going to work? What are you talking about? I've been teaching younglings how to construct lightsabers longer than you've been alive. Stop that. Everything in here is organized.
Yeah, disorganized.
Hey, sister. Who taught you how to build a lightsaber anyway?
Kanan Jarrus.
He was my master. Tell me everything I know.
Clever boy Caleb was. Very curious. A little shy, perhaps.
I love the Kanan acknowledgement. Yes.
I had two of those. Kanan took the one, the other I held on to in case he ever needed it.
Dave!
Thank you, Huye.
I'm already in pain, but that's a beautiful kind of pain.
Well done.
What happened between those two?
Ahsoka became afraid that Sabine was training as a Jedi for the wrong reasons. The Empire purged the entire surface of the planet.
Your family?
We're all lost, sadly. Ahsoka felt that if Sabine unlocked her potential, she would become dangerous.
Your gamble paid off. So you know. Never thought I'd see him again. We might not have. Over the years, I've made my share of difficult choices. No one understood my reasons, except my master. He always stood by me.
He did.
I'm going to be there for you. Being a Jedi isn't about wielding a lightsaber. It helps. Trust in the Force.
Just finished.
Just in time.
Just get out of there! Go! Go!
On my signal!
Yeah! Wow! I like that. Oh, flip.
This is gonna slow us down a bit.
Only if we let it.
A successful strike on the Jedi shuttle was reported before we lost contact with the flight group. The options to prevent that departure are now severely limited, if not impossible. Prepare for a ground assault immediately.
What's happening?
Let none pass.
Her arc is actually so sweet.
All were honored to make the sacrifice.
It is for the Empire.
Alright, so he is trying to resurrect the Empire here.
Yay, how's it going?
Do not wait for me.
Alright, let's try the front door.
There'll be no negotiating with the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, flip. Frick! Oh, holy, almost got squished.
Dispatch the night troopers.
Draw them out.
Yes, Ezra. Ooh. They're coming back. Frick, this is so good.
This is new.
Yo, just run. Just run. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is actually terrifying. Oh! Oh, hello!
At this rate, they make it on board the ship, which will be problematic.
I understand.
For the Empire.
He's like, bye! Dang. Oh. Y'all got me out here feeling bad for Morgan. Oh god, don't look, just run.
You must stop Thrawn.
Oh god. Rematch! Ooh, there's that trailer shot in the finale.
Take us out.
Yo, it happened! Okay!
I can't make that jump.
I push you first and you pull me across. I can do this.
Oh, oh god.
Ready? Go!
Please tell me he grabbed something. Yeah, yes! Oh, frick. The two of them together are amazing.
Your friends are dead. You will die here, alone.
Not alone.
R.I.P. Morgan.
She has done what was required.
Ice cold. Tell me he's gonna put it on. Ezra wearing a trooper's suit like the good old days.
Have the main batteries target the fortress for bombardment.
Affirmative, Grand Admiral.
Frick. Did he yank at the ship? Yeah, he did.
I am diverting all power to the engines. Now.
Oh, frick.
Ahsoka, allow me to commend you on your efforts today. Regret we haven't met face to face, and perhaps now we never shall. I know you. Because I knew your master. This is where a Ronin such as you belongs. Long live the Empire.
Frick. This feels like the Thanos snap. They're like, well, can we move in? I think we're staying. Morai? What are you up to, girlfriend? Aww. Alright, that looks like Lord of the Rings. What the flip is happening here?
Approaching Dathomir, Grand Admiral.
Hold up. Oh, this reunion, I'm about to cry.
Ezra? I heard
Ezra got home.
But now y'all are trapped here.
Ezra's where he needs to be. And so are we. Just shadows in the starlight.
Oh. Oh, wow. Oh my god. I need to just rewind and watch that again. I need to just watch that again and cry for a second. Oh. I was not emotionally prepared for third time's the charm. Oh my god. Alright, one more time. That was the last time, I swear, that was it. Whoa. Whoa. Dave freaking Filoni. Frick. I went into this episode thinking there was going to be emotional damage, and instead there was emotional healing. Dave tricked us. He was like, oh, y'all thought I was going to give you heartbreak, huh? Which he historically has. So he let his reputation lead us all to think that something bad was going to happen when, something bad did happen. Yeah, Thrawn did escape, which, frick. So, but I went in here thinking I was going to be crying for different reasons. And instead, I can't. This shot is just going to play in my head rent free. Alright, I gotta stop watching that. Alright, Dave, touche. You didn't leave me with emotional damage, thank you, but you left me with this. Never in a million years, if you paid me to guess what the final shot was gonna be in this first season here, I never ever would have guessed that. Oh, hit me right in the heart. I think I need to just clip that and play it on a loop constantly, because the amount of dopamine that has just released coursing through my brain cells right now. I know that's not nerve cells. Yes, nerve cells. The amount of dopamine pumping through my veins right now, cells, whatever, is wow. I went into this, obviously there had been no confirmation, no allusion to season 2 being confirmed or rumored or in development, no allusion at all. I feel like they had been very intentionally tight-lipped about any possibility of this having multiple seasons. Obviously I think it was Rosario Dawson at Celebration who had expressed, of course, they would love to have, the show continue. Obviously I hope it does, because this was a finale that very much tied up some loose ends, but also opened up way more. I feel like very much played into hinting that there must be more in store here. I hope. Previously we had all been craving the closure of Ahsoka healing her internal emotional wounds about her connection with Anakin and whatnot, so we got that resolved closure, but now we have the new situation of, I hope Ahsoka doesn't stay on this planet forever for the rest of the canon, but also just so, how emotional there too, Sabine toiling over for years, what is she gonna do here for Ezra's situation, and to go from, that where she is, oh my gosh, the juxtaposition of where she is in episode 1 versus now, knowing that she, kind of in a way sacrificed herself to bring him home, frick. So I'm very relieved that my internal instincts that have previously been traumatized by Dave Filoni were wrong, but in a way now it's like, well, the worst case scenario has happened. Thrawn did get back, so I freaking hope there's a season 2, unless this is, of course, planting seeds for how the First Order comes back into power. I mean, we obviously know it's not like it's unknown, like, oh, what do you mean? The New Republic, who clearly doesn't really have a hold on things, and if anything, Mandalorian and now this show have been painting it to be extremely fragile and insecure and whatnot. What do you mean they lose their grasp on their hold of the galaxy and a newer, worse evil power rises up in their place? So obviously, you know, they've been alluding to the fact that the New Republic is very much in its youth and it's fragile and it doesn't really have a good grasp on things. And we obviously pair that with what we know eventually happens. First Order somehow does come to pass. So I'm wondering if this is planting seeds that Thrawn had something to do with, putting that into motion. The eventual birth of the First Order, and we obviously know that's a losing battle. So I wonder if this is what the future... if this is the future they're painting here. We've learned his motive now, you know, for the Empire. He wasn't just trying to get off of Peridia to get back and chill out back in civilization. No, he definitely has been pushing through to bring the Empire back. Obviously sacrificing Morgan Elsbeth, no problem. Who, amazing arc. Obviously very exciting to know that she was going to be a part of this show. You know, she had an amazing cameo in Mandalorian season 2, and she obviously, her and Ahsoka had this amazing conflict, and there was this great tension between the two of them, and they are absolute bosses. Diana is a freaking badass, and so, you know, to see her again in this show and then have that freaking amazing like a Night Sister arc, frick, they got me out here feeling like bad for her and sad that she's gone, because she was really great in this show, and the seeds that they planted for her in Mando, it's like, wow, really well done. Really amazing how they just turned her, you know, guest starring role into this, like, actually really some of the best things I've ever seen in Star Wars. This Night Sister magic, chills. Like, it didn't feel real that we were witnessing some of that. That focus on the Night Sisters and Dathomir and their magic and the history and the lore there has to be a highlight of this series for me, because it was just, not that we've never tapped into those things, Dathomir and whatnot, the Night Sisters, Mother Talzin, all that fun stuff, but seeing it here in live action was just like on a whole other level, I feel like. But maybe I'm also just super elated about it, because I did not go into this show expecting that was going to be such a pivotal role and that they were going to have such a huge hand in Thrawn's, you know, survival and return. Incredible arc, super freaking cool, happy for her, but sad she met her demise. But, you know, her and Rosario Dawson, I'm sorry, but I feel like there's just something different, like their combat, their fights just hit different. There's such great, like, chemistry between the two of them. I don't know, maybe it's again because we saw really great stuff between them in Mando, so there's backstory there, but I'm just so glad that she was a part of this show. I was expecting that they were going to actually reveal a little bit more about the ambiguity of what Balin's mission and, you know, the larger picture for him was here, what he had at work, and him and Shin didn't really have any part to play necessarily in this finale, but certainly planting the seeds that their stories were not yet finished. There was something more. If there is a next season, I'm talking as if there is one confirmed, which I would be shocked if there hasn't been already. I need to check on that. And I know I've said it in like every single one of my reactions here, but rest in peace, Ray Stevenson. His performance has just been absolutely just so phenomenal, and I hope that they can find a way to at least allude to what he had in store and what his character was planning. But aside from those few loose ends that were perhaps alluding to a second season, or that there is more to this story that is ongoing, I do really feel like they did an amazing job of bringing it full freaking circle for Ahsoka, Sabine, the conflict in their, you know, relationship. And at first I really did question, you know, when they had released the teasers and the trailers and whatnot, and we had learned that Ahsoka had been training Sabine, my initial reaction was to immediately think, well, Sabine doesn't need to be a Jedi. She's actually like a boss in her own right. She's already kick-ass. There's no reason to assign her this Jedi role necessarily to try to garner more interest in her. She already had an amazing arc in Rebels and whatnot. That was my kind of immediate reaction, and just overall I was curious as to what was the purpose behind that decision to have her train with Ahsoka. And I obviously, the whole show answered. I totally see now Ahsoka's conflict with her own master and apprentice relationship had to be resolved through her having her own apprentice. And so I really love that they brought closure to each of them. Again, where they were in episode 1 versus now, like the juxtaposition and the journey evolution of that relationship and what was revealed about, how it fell apart and maybe perhaps deteriorated. For each of them, they each had internal conflict that I feel like they both overcame. Am I upset that Sabine became a Force user? Obviously no. I had said this before. Did I want Sabine to necessarily use the Force at all or become skilled with it? No, you guys know I had been preaching that I kind of thought it would be more interesting to suggest like kind of what like Ahsoka had been saying about, being a Jedi is more than just wielding a lightsaber. I was hoping that maybe that was the direction they were going to go in, but instead turn it on to like, you can be a Jedi, but not necessarily need the Force. Even though, yes, the Force is a crucial pillar to the Jedi Order and whatnot, I thought it would have been at least really refreshing and cool to see if they had toyed with the idea of like, hey, you can be a boss without it. Obviously, I'm not disappointed that she did, tap into the Force. That was obviously a huge source of her just overall insecurity in her arc in general. That was a soft spot for her, not being able to have that connection and, lacking the ability to tap into that. So that played a huge role, obviously, in her coming into her own and her confidence, which had been, kind of the crux for her internal conflict this whole show. So obviously I'm happy that she got that. They had toyed with it so much that by the time we got here to the finale, I almost kind of like was rooting for her to actually tap into it. But I think also there's the symbolism there that she was struggling so much to actually access that part of herself and the struggle to access the Force and, kind of become this fully formed version of her Jedi self because of all the demons she was carrying and all the insecurity and lack of confidence that she had been dealing with since, Ahsoka had left her. So I think the symbolism there to show that they each, resolved those internal conflicts and sorted out that lingering tension and lack of trust and confidence perhaps between the two of them. And it does play into a huge, kind of lesson about the Force that I feel like we've always learned from Star Wars, which is you have to open yourself up to it. You can't be closed off. And I think that both Sabine and Ahsoka were closed off in different ways when this show started. So I do love that, even though I thought she was a character who didn't need the Force, it still plays into a huge moral that you have to be open to it. I'd be remiss if I didn't, address Hayden Christensen's role in this show. Literally the material that I think many of us have been wanting from Star Wars for so long. Closure in each of their relationships. And I'm just so grateful that I'm walking away with happy tears streaming down my face. Well, I'm gonna go scour the internet now to see if they have confirmed a season 2. I really freaking hope so, because if anything now, I feel like there's so much more that they can play with now. And the worst case scenario came to fruition. Like I said, it felt like the Thanos snap. Like what they had been working to prevent the entirety of the series came to fruition. So if anything, I feel like that sets up a whole new chapter of, okay, now what? And of course, Lars Mikkelsen, freaking this episode especially, him hiding his rage as Thrawn, his whole performance just was just perfect. Every time he was on screen, I think I partially blacked out a little bit because he was just absolutely mesmerizing, amazing, perfect in every way, shape, and form. Again, I'll say it, I'm a broken record, but I just truly don't think the show would have been the same with anybody else portraying that role. Like, he is Thrawn. It was perfect, and I loved also seeing his actual, aside from his impeccable voice acting skills, it was really amazing to see him, as an actor in his physicality, channeling Thrawn's emotions and trying to control and hide that rage that Thrawn does so well, even when he's angry in Rebels and he's aggravated and he's losing, he never fully expresses it. So I imagine that was a really fun and challenging role to portray. So it was amazing to see Lars Mikkelsen not only deliver, of course, the voice that we all love, but to then be able to play with the physicality too and bring Thrawn's emotions to life and his expressions and whatnot. And just incredible. I can't believe it's already freaking over, but I'm really freaking happy with this entire series. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously, I've been enjoying the show in its entirety, and I love that this finale, if anything, has me holy smokes, super excited for what is still hopefully to come. Once again, thank you guys so much for your understanding and patience, knowing that I was purposefully not releasing these reactions during the SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes. I know these are all very delayed. The show's probably long over by the time I'm actually going to be releasing this, but nonetheless, thank you so much for watching and being patient and understanding with me. However delayed it may be, it truly means a lot to me. Let me know what you guys thought of the entirety of the show now that it's all complete down below. Predictions for season 2, if you even want a season 2, how you feel about the closure and the loose ends here. I want to talk about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. May the force be with you guys always, and I will see you guys again very soon. And I am gonna go and replay this clip of Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker, as a Force Ghost for the foreseeable future, at least 50 more times. Okay, bye guys.